everyone. Hi. Welcome to PodGis episode 140 140 140. Is it 140? S'il vous plaît? Should have checked. Trump eyes Canada and Greenland. Isn't the world so fun that America might fucking invade my country? Who would have thought? Huh? Isn't it fun living in the current day and age? Episode 140. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 140 of PodGis. Check this out. This is incredibly momentous. You will not be seeing me for I don't know how long, for not an insignificant amount of time. And, shitty as the lighting and camera work is, there we go. That's a little better. Say goodbye to this face. Say goodbye to this face. Because as of this recording on January 8th, in 3 days from now, I'm getting facial feminization surgery. And it's significant. It is going to, we'll talk about this. We'll talk all about it. I'm going to discuss everything that I'm thinking, everything that I'm going through, everything that I'm about to embark on. This is it. This is the last PodGis for a while. I may even consider restructuring. We'll see. First of all, I apologize for last week's episode. God, if you're still watching after consuming that pile of sludge, I was not in a good place. It's been a roller coaster of emotions leading up to this weekend. I noticed the picture on this is weird. Nope, nope. Go move back. Yeah, where do I begin? So, yeah, I'm getting facial feminization surgery. Where to begin? I'll tell you what I'm getting done. I am getting let's start with the rhinoplasty. I'm getting a rhinoplasty, which head on, my nose is kind of cute. I don't have like major issues with it from the front. But according to the surgeon, he's going to it's skinny and then it goes out a little bit and then it comes back in again. So he's going to shave this part down. He says he's going to take down a little bit of the bulbousness at the tip. He said it's well pointed up and the structure is good. In profile, I've told him that I don't like this ridge. So he's going to take down this ridge. So that's a rhinoplasty. He is going to lower my hairline. He made me do this really high with my eyebrows. And then he was like, basically right where my wrinkles start. So it's coming way down. Which I'm excited about. I'm excited about all this. He's going to contour my brow bone. Going to shave it down. So there's less of a ridge here. And in profile, he's also going to like smooth this down, the ridge to the nose, so it doesn't go out and then come back in, if that makes sense. It's going to be more of like a straight line. And I don't know if you can even, more of a straight line. And then, and then my nose is going to be like a double black diamond ski hill. Single black. It's going to be a single black. There are no moguls. Actually, is it going to be a blue square? Might be a blue square. Because he's getting rid of the mogul. The big fucking mogul at the top. There you go. It's a blue square. Ski slope. Gonna be very aerodynamic and slick. Pew! He is going to Hairline, like I said, brow bone, like I said, slight eyebrow lift. This is me relaxed. Okay. See how this one fucking droops even lower? I should have relaxed more for him. Did I not relax enough when he looked at me and assessed everything? Was I not relaxed enough? I hope that doesn't warp his. Anyways, he's gonna boop lift these up at the corners a little bit. And this week it's a last second addition, but I may just include a lip graft. He's gonna take some of the fat out of the chunk of head that he's cutting out of me, and he's gonna put it in my lips so that my lips aren't so thin. You know? Anyways, when I smile, of course everyone's lips thin out and peel back, but I've got potato chip thin lips, you know? And I don't want to crunch on no ruffles no more. I want to have I want to have a puffy pastry. I want to have a vanilla croissant lips. That's what I want. I want somebody to kiss me to be like, Paris. Oh, ho, ho. The city of romance. You know? Um, yeah, so I'm getting all those things done on Saturday. And I went in for my pre-surgery, pre-op appointment yesterday, and they gave me this huge box. I could show you, but fuck it. Huge box full of all these items, and he walked me through the early stage recovery to like overtime recovery. There's so much I need to do, so much bandaging, and I need to keep my nose dry. I can't get that shit wet. And of course the scar across my head is going to require Vaseline and maintenance and stuff like that. Um yeah, it's a lot. And last week and last week and last week um on Sunday. So the surgery is on Saturday, January 11th, and on Sunday maybe or Saturday of last week, I was feeling very angsty and I got on the treadmill and I was running and my brain wouldn't stop racing. And I had already booked this one last show. I wanted to do one last show before the surgery because I wanted to just have that moment. Because stand up is near and dear to my heart. It is essential to it's a big part of my identity, my ability to do stand up and the outlet that provides me. And so I wanted to do one more show. And one thought led to another. And I started on this treadmill feeling remorse that this moment wouldn't be captured somehow. And so one thought led to another. And now, and I rung up so many different people trying to figure out uh, how to make this a taping. And I hesitate to call it a special, but it's going to be kind of like a stand-up special taping with very little material prepared. I've been writing like a madwoman. I've been writing like crazy. I've been reflecting everything that comes up in my mind. The dread and the angst and the worries and the revelations. Everything that I've been contending with mentally and thinking about for this surgery and what it means for my future and everything. Uh, I've been just writing it all down in hopes that I will be able to translate these these billion fucking popping off thoughts in my head and be able to wrangle some of them into some coherent statement that might even lead to some cathartic, tension breaking joke. And all of this is going to be improvised for the most part. Like I said, I've been writing, but God knows my memory is so bad. That's why I keep saying it'll be improvised, is because I can write and write and write and write and write and come up with so many jokes. I've come up with a lot of jokes. Am I going to remember them? I might remember 10 to 15% of these fucking punchlines. And that's even generous, considering I would need setups. Setups are almost more important sometimes than punchlines. How you set up a joke is so essential. All of it, all of these ingredients need that timing and that precision. And to improvise precision is incredibly difficult. And so I've needlessly, truly, needlessly given myself this challenge to do uh to do this special. And like I could go into I wonder why. What is it about me that needs to do things the hardest way? That's always been my life. At every crossroads, I choose the harder thing because there's this compulsion to do things the hard way and feel that extra kick, that extra boost of pride, knowing that I did things the most difficult way. I think I can't allow myself even a smidgen, a tiny little bit of space for, after finishing something, looking back on it and being like, well, you could have did it this way and really proven something to yourself, you know? Because there's something in my personality that would struggle to bear that thought, to be like, you could have gone harder. You could have challenged yourself more, which is an interesting self observation. Because this is the thing, I work hard, not smart as well. I would feel so much more proud of all the stuff that I do if I would, and maybe I would accomplish a better level of, uh, just maybe things would just be better for me if I worked smarter. But I guess this is neither. This is just me trying to capture a moment. And the more I think about this special, what I want it to represent and communicate and resemble is, what is a stand-up special if not a capturing a snapshot of who that comedian is at that time and place, you know? Like comedians who go up and talk about a recent experience that they had, some kind of accident, or like getting married and having kids, and this is what it's like having like a 3-year-old, a toddler running around the house. This is a snapshot of who you are as a new parent to a child and what you're dealing with. So what is a special if not a snapshot of a significant moment in somebody's life and an encapsulation of who they are and what they're dealing with at that stage in their life. And I was just obsessively a week ago thinking about what a unique opportunity I have to to create a piece of art that would capture me mere days before this massive, significant, identity changing experience. What what would I look like before that? Who am I before, on the cusp, on the precipice of this huge leap? And so obsessively I was like, you have to document this and you have to make peace with how imperfect it's going to be, because that is also part of the snapshot. Is, I recorded So Brave. I recorded my last special over a year ago, and this is who I am now, a year and a little bit later. And what is stand up if not a journal of one's life? If you are the type to do self-reflective observational material. So, I'm in this really interesting particular moment in my life, and relatably to other trans women's lives who are getting FFS, and anybody on the brink of a massive change. So, for better or worse, for all of its imperfections, for its improvisations, I really, this is going to be maybe the toughest part of all. Everything that I'm about to do is extremely difficult, and I need to keep reminding myself that, so that I can cut myself a little bit of fucking slack. I'm going to spend all day tomorrow. So the taping is tomorrow, as of this recording tonight, as of this release of this episode. And so I don't know how long I want to podcast, because I got to sleep and I got to spend the day tomorrow like walking. I think I've really come into a new writing strategy for myself. Walking really helps exercise my bit brain, and to set my phone aside and just let the cogs turn madly about my material. Um, which I feel kind of silly realizing so late in my career, 18 years in, that walking is amazing for writing. It's an amazing writing technique. Walking is amazing. Um, wow. It's kind of sad that I'm coming to this walking realization right before I'm about to take like a 2-month comedy break, because I want to wield it. I want to use it. But anyways, what I'm about to do is like really, really hard. And fuck yeah, it's gonna be brave. And I know like comedians make fun of this all the time, that they're like, that they mock women and generally Hollywood for being like, oh, no makeup? That's so brave. But like, fuck you, it is brave as a woman. And I will stake a claim here and say it is even more brave as a trans woman pre FFS to go full bare, no makeup. That's the plan. Hair tied back in a ponytail like this, so you see my full like skeletal structure. Everything that I'm talking about, you see it laid bare. I can't hide anything as I'm talking about it. You know what I mean? You need to see you need to see me for who I am in this moment before it all changes. And I get chills thinking about this. I love this idea. I think it all feels right. And a part of me, the comedian, the comics comic part of me is scoffing at all of this, being like, I thought your job was to be funny, bruh. And like, when can we get to the funny part? Are you forgetting something? Is it going to be funny? And God, I really hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. But that'll be up to me just bravely relying on my skill set that I've developed for 18 years, and the confidence that I'm hoping, the energy that I will receive from this crowd of people who are my fans. I've sold out the place. It's a tiny, tiny room. It's going to look so stripped down. It's going to look so raw. And this is all part of what I want from this. If I think it all works together, because if I'm going to be improvisational and rough around the edges and all these unrefined bits that I'm really doing for the first fucking time on stage, if I should nail one of the jokes that I've written down, if I actually do it properly, it'll still be the first time I deliver that joke on stage. And so I need the setting and I need my appearance. I need all of it to be as stripped down and bare bones, no pun intended. I need it all to resemble that realness, that rawness, that vulnerability. And so the challenge is going to be to lean into this vulnerability and to also fucking forgive myself. And God, that is going to, maybe that's the through line I need to make on this special tomorrow, on this performance. I haven't organized the order of fucking things. Oh boy, there won't be enough hours in the day tomorrow. Oh, what have I done? I'm insane. I feel insane. I feel like this is gonna suck. but I still need to do it. Because what a waste of an opportunity if I didn't. And I wish I could be more prepared. But I just didn't give myself enough time. And maybe it evaded my focus until now. And to be fair, I was polishing up so many different bits and doing so many different things at the tail end of last year that I couldn't dedicate stage time to like honing material for this. I was too goddamn busy succeeding in other places, which is a good problem to have. But yeah, I was too busy fucking self-sabotaging in San Francisco. Oh. And like I need to forgive myself for that. I need to forgive myself for just how thrown together tomorrow's show is going to be. So I have to be confident. Despite everything I've just said about it potentially sucking and being unrefined, I think I need to just I just need to remember to stay in the moment and embrace the moment and just be fucking real. And be funny, but be real. And to accept the love that will be in that room. To accept it and feed off it. Let it energize me. Yeah, so big thoughts about that show. I mean, you'll see it in however many months. I have no idea what the timeline's going to be. I'm going to be resting. I'm going to finally get some rest. I hope. I hope I will allow myself that. Surely I will. For the first week at least. And then beyond that, I'm going to want to book stuff and make sure I hit the ground running, because this shit is expensive, this surgery, and I need to come back and work. So yeah, I'm stressed. I'm stressed about a lot of stuff. And maybe subconsciously I booked this show. Maybe I subconsciously booked this show to distract me from the surgery, to make me feel productive. Maybe that's like part of the reason why, because it's stolen all of my focus naturally. Something as something with stakes like these that I've conjured up all on my own. these self-imposed stakes and this huge challenge that I just threw a gauntlet down in front of myself half a week ago. Dear Lord, I really am one of a kind. Uh, so maybe I did this just to distract from the stress and the consideration of this surgery. So, as for the surgery, I'm excited about it. Don't get me wrong. The dread that you are hearing from me right now is mostly the stress of this show that I've taken on. And and to be honest, the recovery for a surgery like this, it sounds devilish. It sounds fucking awful. For the first week, I will look like a monster. I will feel like a monster. I've been told to cover my mirrors in my house. My mom will be taking care of me. Which my first knee surgery on my ACL, LCL, MCL, the terrible triad, I tore all three playing soccer. And my mom, she I think she was worried that I was like partying too much in university. And she got it in her head that she was like, she defied doctor's orders on the pain med scheduling, and like and when I requested my pain meds, she was like, "No, I think that's too much." And I was like, "But mom, the doctor prescribed." And she was like, "I don't want you to get addicted." And what am I supposed to do in that situation? Get angry? Because if I go, "Mom, give me my fucking pills," I swear to God, she's gonna be like, "Look at you tweaking. Look at you tweaking out." Hmm? Someone's addicted. That's how it starts. My poor baby. You know? So I hope she doesn't fucking do that this time around. God damn it. The pain pills need to be in a communal space. I need to know where they are. Uh I bought myself a whole bunch of video games. I have a list of movies and TV shows, and I want to embrace this as, I'm even kind of looking at it as a vacation. Is that weird? Play I'm gonna not think about stand up. Maybe I'm gonna write. God damn it! I'll have so much to say about this experience. I'll have so much to say. God damn it! Fuck. Maybe I'm doing a special too soon. Maybe afterwards I'll be like, why did I why did I waste this amount of money on a producer to edit that shit when I could have just waited and did a before and after? Ah, whatever. This is a snapshot of who I am right now, you know? This is a snapshot of who I am. And who I am is reckless and brave as shit, but reckless and impulsive, but so artistic. Is this masturbatory? Is it so masturbatory what I'm doing? Oh, I think so deeply about my comedy. It's not just poo-poo jokes. Even though I have some poo-poo jokes, it's like it's deeper than that, man. You gotta look past the poo-poo. You gotta sift through the poo-poo to get the corns. The nuggets, man. The corns are where the real substance is. The nutrients in the poo-poo. The poo-poo jokes. You gotta sift through the poo-poo jokes to get the nice nutrient-rich corn. And that's the stuff that life's made of, man. Um, so yeah. I guess I should talk about the facial surgery. Say goodbye to this face because it's the last time you're going to see it. Other than on social media for the next 3 or 4 days. 3 days. 3 days. God, 3 days. Wild. I'd better say goodbye to this face. You know? There's. I think it's. I already posted this to a story and people more or less validated it, but like, I think mourning my face seems healthy. You know? This is going to be a really weird experience. This is the only face I've known for 36 years. And even though the changes over the past 3.5 years since I've been on hormones have been subtle, you compare a before and after, you compare like 3.5 years ago to now, and the changes are there. They're abundant. They're evident. But this is like turning that up to 100. This changes a lot. And I gotta say goodbye, you know? And I'll look different, but I'll still be me. I'll always still be me. Um, it's like when I had braces for 2 years in high school. And when I got them taken off in grade 10 or 10th grade, if you're from America, I heard that you guys don't say grade 10, and that's weird. And that's a Canadian thing. But in year 10, when I had the braces taken off, I remember my mom, I think, was driving me back to school, and I was sitting in the passenger seat looking into the mirror of the sun blocker? What is the flap that comes down? You know what I'm talking about. The flap in the car that comes down with the mirror on it. What's the fucking name for that? Okay, sorry guys. If there's a name for that. What is the thing in a car called with the sunblock flap and the mirror? Sun visor. That's another one of those things that I'm pretty sure you guys were at home just screaming into your phones or whatever, wherever you're listening to this, being like, "God damn it, Ava, it's a fucking sun visor." Um, I remember after I got the braces off, and my mom was driving me back to school, and after 2 years of getting used to seeing myself with these braces, I remember looking at myself in the mirror and being like, "I hate this. I look ugly. This looks so weird to me." And like, really and truly wanting my mom to turn the car around and take me back to the dentist to get the braces put back on. Isn't that crazy? And it took me like a week to finally get used to the idea. And even then, after a week, I was like, fine, I'll take everybody's word. Everyone keeps saying that I look better, and I don't see it, but I'll take your word for it. So that's what I'm imagining this situation is going to be like. I'm going to probably take a while to get used to it and to not feel so foreign to myself when I look at myself in the mirror, you know? And that's going to be a weird experience. But like, you know, I've told this story before where like I think it was like the in those first poignant moments when I would like catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror and be like, Oh, there she is. There's a woman. There's there's the woman. There's the woman that I've wanted to see my whole life. And those moments are like so precious. And they're not eternal. They don't always last. They often don't last. They rarely last. And so I'm hoping this will somehow change that. I don't want to get into the reasons why I'm doing this because it's kind of none of your business. but also, but also, I've been. Oh, my brain is fucking swimming. It's. I think gender affirmative actions like these, procedures like these, like across the scale, from on the extreme end, facial feminization surgery or gender reassignment surgery, when compared to there's a huge spectrum of things we do that are, by definition, gender affirmative. For men, shaving, oil bearding, beard oiling, or whatever. Fucking tearing the sleeves off your shirts so you can show off your guns. Going to the gym and just doing bench press, ignoring everything else every other day is bar star muscle day. Arms, biceps, shoulders, chest, abs, bar star muscles. That is, you are affirming your gender over and over and over again. And so, if that's easy enough to justify, then so should mine. I don't know how much more I need to say than that in terms of explaining myself. But I will also say, there is a small element of like vanity in gender affirmation. They are not mutually exclusive, they intersect and they are related to each other. They don't just intersect, they relate to each other. And I think I need to tear myself away from this stigma against vanity because I've seen it at the extremes where people become uncanny and way overdo it to the point where you see they've kind of lost themselves in this process of chasing beauty and perfection by society standards. And I don't want to chase that forever. So there's an element of vanity. While I'm affirming my gender, can't I also be beautiful? Of course. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, affirm my gender but make me fucking ugly. No. I shouldn't feel guilty for wanting to look pretty while I'm affirming my gender. I shouldn't feel guilty for, I'll settle for being a woman. But if I can be a pretty one, why wouldn't I? There's nothing wrong with me for wanting that. And I think I was telling myself for the longest time that there was something wrong with me for wanting that. Or maybe wanting it badly, I guess. I don't know. I just don't want to lose myself in this process. I think that's what I keep checking in on is how is this changing me? How is this going to change me? What are my values? And are my values becoming superficial? Are they becoming shallow? Am I becoming, yeah. And I think it's a good sign that I keep asking myself this. That's probably good. But who knows? I could be tricking myself. No, I don't know. I'm stressed. Stressed about the money that I've spent on this. It's a lot. I spent pretty much my entire life savings on this, with a little bit left for a move to America and a nest egg to maybe help me survive until I've burned out and failed at chasing my dreams in America. Can't let that happen. But this is kind of it. I am putting my chips down, you know? I'm betting on myself in more ways than one. I'm betting on myself in my gender journey by putting all this money down, and presuming I have the courage to go through with this and move to America. I'm betting on my dreams, on my abilities as a stand-up comedian, and my belief in myself as a talented humorist. This is such a significant moment in my life. And so, hell yeah, it's good I'm recording this tomorrow. Hell yeah, it's really good I'm recording this here now with you. And you know, I I'm grateful to you, the listener. Whoever you are listening to me right now, I want you to know how grateful I am, because I'm not a I'm not good at production. I'm not good at marketing, and these are two major factors in why this podcast has an intimate audience, I'll call it. And with that said, I'm really grateful that you're still checking in, that you're like here with me on this journey, and that you're willing to look past my my poor production value and my lack of a gimmick and lack of a hook or a premise, just me fucking talking. I'm grateful for what that says about what you appreciate in what I do and who I am. So I don't take that for granted. And thanks. Thanks for being with me all the way up until this point. I may reassess PodGis when I come back. I may come back with a renewed vigor. But this is a this is a see ya for now episode. And it's also a subscribe to my Patreon episode. Because if I don't continue to do podcasts, I got a Patreon to keep up on. And so I know you guys, I know I just paid tribute to how special you, the podcast listeners, are, but Patreon listeners are paying me. So no offense. I hope you understand. Surely you understand. My priority would be to the people who are paying me for me, for my charisma and my content, such as it is currently right now. Not very funny, but very self-reflective. And I feel like if you're a fan of me, then you know that's what you get. That's part of it. That's part of it. Is I kind of regret not getting a trachea shave. I can see it already, you know? If this surgery makes it more difficult for people to clock me as trans on the fucking subway and yell that I'm a man with menacing eyes, at least up here, I'll look like a woman. Maybe I'll just have to wear really long turtlenecks all the time to cover this thing up. This fist. It's not massive, but it's also no shrimp either. It's no smurf. Yeah. You know, I've been worrying so much and contemplating so much, worrying that this operation is going to change me somehow. I had a moment where I was hanging out with my roommate and friend, Steven. One person, not two. My bestest friend in the world. And uh it was a good hang, and it's just always so nice and lovely, and we were laughing very hard and joking and talking, and when he said goodnight, I had this moment where I was really worried that this would change. That something so precious to me would change. Like, I think I have this fear that what I'm indulging in at its nature is superficial. And it's changing me into a superficial person. And by extension, that's going to alienate me from the people I love. And I think that's silly. I need to dispel that notion, because the people who love me are unconditional. And they always have been. And furthermore, all the changes that I've gone through up to this point, none of them changed who I am fundamentally as a person. None of them have changed my my optimism, my idealism, the things that make me me, my naivete, my sense of humor. My kindness, all the things at the very core of what binds me to the people who love me. So, I don't think. Sorry, I'm talking so slow. This, maybe, I don't know. No, I shouldn't. Uh, Sorry, I got all self conscious there. But, I think the same way I'm counting on my gut being right every step of the way over the course of this transition, every crossroads that I've met and said yes and was never wrong. And every time I said yes, the people, my friends and family who mattered to me the most, have always stuck around. And that is surely not going to change here. So, I have a lot to be grateful for. I have a lot to be grateful for. Yeah. So, hey, if I cry on stage tomorrow, since I'm not wearing any makeup, I can just go and just like rub it all off with my hands. Um, yeah, I'm having a moment. It's been an emotional week. A lot is changing. A lot is about to change. This is going to be an insane year. This is going to be an insane year, and it's going to be way crazier if I continue to make things harder on myself. hey, hey, is this is this particular upcoming life-changing thing, my move to America? Oh boy, I'm moving to America in 2 weeks. Why don't I book a special next week about moving to America? While I'm packing up all my stuff, let me not prepare an hour's worth of material and then do an hour about moving to America. Because that's not hard enough. You know? This is who I am. This is who I've always been. And it's funny. It's cool. It's interesting. I wouldn't have it any other way. I am who I am. Good talk. I'm glad I did this. And I hope this in some way made up for last week. This one wasn't clearly not as much a comedy episode, but a really important one, at least for me. And I hope that translates to you. Um, yeah. Once again, I appreciate you guys so much. Uh, I may disappear from PodGis for a minute, for a bit. I don't know, a month, maybe two. Maybe I'll be back before long. But if you want more personal, intimate updates on my FFS and everything, then subscribe to my Patreon. I hate it. Feels gross ending on this note to be like to point to my fucking Patreon and turn it into a call to action to spend your money. But um, can you blame me? I just spent $60,000 on life-changing operations on half my face. Surely you should be willing to donate. Not even donate. You're getting a whole bunch of stand-up videos and exclusive videos in exchange. So if you're interested in that, if you're a fan of mine, and you want a more inside look into the FFS process, check out my Patreon. I'll be posting a lot there. It'll also, it could be gruesome. So, yeah, I think that's it. Wish me luck about tonight. Tonight in 19 hours. 19 hours from now, I'll be performing. So I need to sleep. Wow. 9 of those hours I need for rest. So I'd better get the fuck on that. And I'll see you guys on the other side. I really wanted. For those of you listening, I just took my hair out of this bun and I wanted to shake it out Michelle Pfeiffer style. But it's been in this bun all day long. And my wiry, thin hair it takes a second to get back to there it is. Oh, it's something. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna let it go. There we go. Uh, yeah. Let this be your last impression of my face before it changes. Ah. Yeah. Say goodbye to this face because you're never gonna see it again. Oh wow. That wow. Okay. Bye. I love you guys. Bye.